Morning. The last class we discussed the architecture of 8086 microprocessor. In this session, we will discuss the register organization of 8086. What is a register? Register is a storage elements in the processor. Okay. What are the memory elements in the processor? To store temporary data, we need registers in the processor. Every different processor has its own registers. We have seen registers in basic computer in the last sessions. Today we'll see what are the registers are available in the 8086. 8086 has 14 registers. The length of each register is 16 bits. The total registers are divided into four categories, four different groups. The first group is general data registers, segment registers, pointers and index registers, flag or status registers. Okay, first we'll see general data registers. General data register, the name itself, these registers are used to store temporary data during the processing, and also these registers also having some specific functions. Okay, we'll see what are the general purpose registers or general data registers in 8086: AX, BX, CX, DX. These are the four 16-bit general purpose registers, and again each 16-bit register is divided into two 8-bit registers, whereas AX is divided into AL, AH. The name of the register is accumulator, and BX is divided into BL, BH. L indicates lower byte, H indicates higher byte. CX counter registers, CL and CH. These two are 8-bit registers. The name is counter register. DX data register, DL, DH. 8-bit registers, 4 16-bit registers. These are the general purpose registers in 80X to store temporary data during the processing. Okay, AL will take the inputs from these registers and send the output to one of these registers. Okay, and we'll see what are the specific functions of general purpose registers. Okay, for 16-bit registers, AX, BX, CX, DX, and each one divided into two 8-bit registers. AX is ALH, BX is BLBH, CX is CLCH, and DX is DLDH. Okay, total 8-bit registers, 4 16-bit general purpose registers. Okay, so beside their general use, these registers also have some specific function. Now we will discuss what are the specific functions of general purpose register. In addition to store general data, the general purpose registers having specific function. What are they? We'll see. First, we'll see AX register. AX register. The name of the register is accumulator. The symbol is AX. It is a 16-bit register, and 8-bit registers are AL, AH. These register AX accumulator is used to store operands and results of the multiplication and division instruction, and also to perform input and output operation. For example, here we'll see mul BL. Mul BL is nothing but what is the operation? That implicitly multiplier in AL and result should be in AX. Mul BL is the instruction. This is the description. This is the functioning of mul BL instruction. Okay, here AL has a special function. What is that? You multiply in AL, multiplier in specified register BL. It performs AL into BL and send the results to AX. The destination also specified implicitly. What is that register? AX. So that is the one special function of AX and AL. And similarly, one more here, mul BX. It is a 16-bit multiplication with the 16-bit operands. So BX is 16-bit operand. So by default, AX is one operand, AX is the multiplicand, AX into BX, and send the results to combination of DX and AX. If you multiply two 16-bit operands, the product result may occupy more than 16 bits. That's why the combination of DX, AX is the result of this multiplication. Okay, these are some special functions of AX register, and also which were AX register. One more special function is to perform input and output operation. For example, in case of in instruction, in instruction, whatever the data is taken from the 8-bit, whatever the data taken from the input device, that will be loaded into AL. If it is 8-bit data, if it is 8-bit input data. Okay, suppose if it is output data, before sending the 8-bit data to output device, that 8-bit data must be available in the AL. So these are some special functions of AX register. Next one is BX register. The symbol is BX. The name is base register. BX, it is a general purpose register to store temporary data. What is the special function of BX? To store memory address, offset address of the memories. Okay, offset address of the memory. Segment register pointing to the beginning of the segment, whereas offset registers holds the specific address within the segment. So BX register used to hold the offset address of the memory. In which mode? Indirect addressing mode. In coming session in detail we'll see what is an addressing mode, different types of addressing mode. Let us one example here. In this case, move CL comma BX. The BX is enclosed between square bracket. This notation is nothing but indirect addressing mode. It is nothing but memory address, memory offset address. This is specified indirectly in which register? BX. So BX holds the offset address of the memory. So what is the meaning of this instruction? Moves a byte from the address pointed by BX in data segment into CL. Okay. So this calculation we'll see how to calculate. Actually, the physical address of the 8086 micro memory address is length is 20 bits. The 8086 has 20-bit address lines, which generates 20-bit memory address. How it generates, we'll see in the coming sessions. Here, for example, here data segment DS is the data segment register, which contains the upper 16 bits of the starting address of the segment multiplied with 10 plus offset address. That is equal to form a 20-bit physical address. Okay. Actually, 8086 has 16-bit register. Using two 16-bit registers, it forms 20-bit physical address. One is segment register and one is offset register. Here the point is BX is to hold offset address of the memory. That is the one special function of BX. Next one is counter register, CX. The symbol is CX. The name of the register is counter register. Okay, it stores general data. And what is the special function? It holds the counter for instructions like loop instruction, rotate instruction, shift instructions, and string operation. For example, we will see one example here. Loop instruction. Here, move CX comma 40 is nothing but the 40. The 40 is the number. H indicates hexadecimal. 40 is copying to CX register. Before starting the loop. Here a loop started here. Back is the label name, and these are the group of the instructions. These group of the instructions will repeat until counter is equal to 0. Here loop back, this is the loop instruction. Loop back, loop control go back to back. If counter not equal to 0, again control go back to here. Okay, this group of instructions execute how many times? 40 times. The number of iterations should be placed in the counter register. This is the one special function of counter registers. Okay, in case of shift instruction, CL holds the number of shift operation should be performed on the specified data. Okay, this is the special function of counter register. And next one is data register, DX register. The special function is it is used with AX to hold 32-bit values during multiplication. Okay, and division operation. In case of division, before division operation, if it is a 32-bit dividend, DX AX is the 32-bit dividend. Okay, after division operation, the result is available AL and AH. AL is the coefficient, AH is the dividend. That is the one more special function of AL and AH. Okay, in case of division and multiplication operation, DX is used for some specific purpose. In case of multiplication, DX hold the combination of DX and AX is the result. In case of division operation, dividend can be, if it is a 32-bit dividend, the dividend can be stored in the DX and AX. And also one more special function of DX is to hold the IO port addresses in indirect IO addressing modes. It is to hold the address of the IO ports in indirect IO addressing modes. Let us see some examples. Here mul BX here to performs multiplication between AX and BX. AX, BX both are 16-bit operands and multiplied, and results sent to the combination of DX and AX. Here DX is the one special function. If the output exceeding 16-bit, we can use DX combined with AX. DX EX, it is a 32-bit result. Okay. Next, coming to here, next example, move DX comma 2000H. 2000H, what is the meaning of this instruction? What is the functioning of this instruction? 2000H copy to DX register and in AL comma DX. What is input IN instruction? it takes the specified, it takes the input from specified device, the device address, the device port number is specified in the DX register. Okay, so DX is the special function to hold the IO port number, whatever the port number specified in the DX register. So this it will take the 8-bit data and send the 8-bit data to AL. The same instruction we have seen, the special function of AL and the special function of DX. Here the special function of DX is holds the input IO port number indirectly, okay, and store the whatever the data is taken from the input device, that will be copied to AL. That's about general purpose registers, and also we have seen and special functions of general purpose registers. Next we'll see pointer registers and index registers. Pointers and index registers. Okay, pointers and index registers also available in the execution unit of the microprocessor. Pointer registers and index registers are used to hold the offset address of the memory. Okay, is it clear? Now, what are the point registers? Stack pointer, base pointer. Stack pointer, base pointer. Stack pointer always used with the stack segment register to access the stack segment. Okay, stack segment register content to the combination of stack segment register content to stack point register, which generates the 20-bit memory address. How it generates, we'll see with examples in the coming slides. And the point is, pointer registers are used to store the offset address of the memory, and base pointer which holds the offset address of the memory. Okay, and coming to index registers also hold the offset address of the memory. So the symbol is SI, name is source index register, to hold the offset address of the memory. It is used with the data segment register to access the data in the data segment, whereas in DI register, destination index register, used with the ES register, extra segment register, to access the extra segment. The point is, pointers and index registers are used to hold the offset address of the memory. Next, one more important register, flag register. It is a 16-bit register. First of all, what is a flag? A flag is a flip-flop. Flip-flop is nothing but the capacity of flip-flop is 1 bit, or capacity of flip-flop is 1 bit. It can represent either 1 or 0. What is a flag? Which indicates some condition produced by the execution of an instruction or control certain operations. Okay, so every different process has its own number of flags. 8085 has 5 flags. Now 808, if you see 8086 has 9 flags. The length of the flag register is 16-bit. Out of 16-bit, we are using only 9 flags, 9 bits. Remaining 7 are unused. In this diagram, U indicates unused. Okay, so out of 9 flags, total 9 flags are again divided into 2 categories. What are the 2 categories? 6 condition code flags, 3 control flags. 6 condition code flags. 6 condition code flags are status flags. These flags set are cleared based on the recent ALU results. Okay, is it clear? These results provide the conditions. Okay, and what about the remaining 3 flags? Control flags. Control flags controls the CPU operations. Okay, and what are the 6 condition code flags? 6 condition code flags are status flags. What are the 6? Carry flag, parity flag, auxiliary carry flag, zero flag, sign flag, and one more, overflow flag. These 6 are condition code flags. What about 3 control flags? Trap flag, interrupt flag, direction flag. These 3 are direction flag. Okay, now we'll see one by one what are the condition code flags. So let us see. First condition code flag is carry flag. When the carry flag set to 1, when the carry flag set to 0. Okay, the recent ALU operation generates end carry. If the end carry is 1, carry flag is equal to 1. If the end carry is 0, carry flag is equal to 0. Okay, and coming to parity flag, this flag is set to 1 if the lower byte of the result contains even number of ones, then PF is equal to 1. If the lower byte of the result contains odd number of ones, then parity flag is equal to 0. Basically, parity bits are used for error detection. Okay, And coming to auxiliary carry flag, auxiliary carry flag, if auxiliary carry flag is set to 1 when they carry from third bit position to fourth bit position, carry from third bit position to fourth bit position. If it is equal to 1, auxiliary carry flag is equal to, otherwise 0. Okay, next coming to next one, zero flag. Zero flag is equal to 1. The ALU result, result is equal to 0, zero flag is equal to 1. The ALU result is not equal to 0, zero flag is equal to 0. What is the 8086 contains 16 bit ALU. That means how many bits in the output to ALU output? 16 bits. If all the 16 bits are zeros, zero flag is equal to 1. Okay. If it is not equal to 0, zero flag is equal to 0. Okay. Is it clear? And come next one, sign flag. Okay. Sign flag. If it is equal to 1, the ALU result is negative. If it is equal to 0, the ALU result is positive. Okay, in the result, the leftmost bit is the sign bit. It is equal to 1, sign flag is equal to 1. That is negative result. If it is leftmost bit of the ALU result is equal to 0, then sign flag is equal to 0. It's nothing but positive result. Next, coming to next, overflow. Overflow flag. If it is equal to 1, overflow occurs. If it is equal to 0, there is no overflow. What is overflow? For example, when we are adding two n-bit numbers, if the sum occupies n plus 1 bits, then we can say overflow occurred. Okay, so after performing the ALU operation, how to check whether overflow occurred or not? By checking the overflow flag. Is it clear? That's about condition code flags or status flags. Next, coming to control flags. There are three control flags: trap flag, interrupt flag, direction flag. What is trap flag? If the trap flag is equal to 1, then processor enters into single step execution. It executes the instructions one by one. After execution of one instruction, control goes to the trap interrupt service routine. Basically, it is useful to debugging the program. After execution of every instruction, it will check whether any errors occur or not. Okay, and coming to interrupt flag, if it is equal to 1, then only the CPU recognize the maskable interrupts. Otherwise, it ignores. Okay, controls the operation of the INTR request. So through INTR pin, the 8086 microprocessor accept the interrupts. When it is accepts, if the interrupt flag is equal to 1, then only it accepts the interrupts. If it is equal to 0, the interrupts are ignored by the CPU. We have seen what is an interrupt in the previous. What is interrupt? Is a request from any input or output devices for the service by the processor. Okay. Next, coming to last one, direction flag. Direction flags are used with the string manipulation instruction. For example, the direction flag is equal to 0, the string is processed beginning from the lowest address to the highest address. Is nothing but auto incrementing mode. If it is equal to 1, accessing from highest address to lowest address is nothing but auto incrementing mode. Auto. This one is auto incrementing. Actually, this one is auto decrementing mode. So small correction here, auto decrementing code. Okay, that's about control flags in 8086 microprocessor. And let us, for example, regarding how the condition code flags are set to 1 or 0. Let us take one example. Here, AL value before operation, AL is 7F. 7F here, small h indicates it is hexadecimal number. The instruction is add AL comma 1 is nothing but 1 is adding to the present AL content. Before execution of this instruction, what is AL? 7F. What is the functioning of this instruction? 7F plus 1. 7F plus 1 and store the result into AL. Okay. Now, how the here basically these 6 condition code flags are set to 1 or clear to 0 based on the ALU operation. Now, using this example, how the these flags are affected, we'll see. So what is the instruction? Add AL comma 1. What is the description? AL plus 1 to AL. So what is the AL content? 7FH. What is convert 7F to binary? 7 means 0 triple 1. F means 4 ones. Okay, this is AL plus 1. Add 1. Add 1. Okay. Perform binary addition. 1 plus 1. We are doing binary addition. 1 plus 1. 0 with the carry 1. 1 plus 1. 0 with the carry 1. 1 plus 1. 0 with the carry 1. 1 plus 1, 0 with the carry 1. What is this one? This carry from third bit position. This is third bit. 0th bit, first bit, second bit, third bit. Okay. This one is carry from this position, carry from third bit position. 1 plus 1, 1 plus 0 plus 1, 0 with carry 1. This one is the auxiliary carry. In this example, auxiliary carry flag is equal to 1. AF is equal to 1. There is a carry out of the bit 3 into bit 4. Bit position 3 to bit 4. Okay. Next 1 plus 1, 0 with carry 1. 1 plus 0 plus 1, 0 with carry 1. 1 plus 0 plus 0, 1 with the carry 0. So what is this? This carry is end carry. This is the 8-bit result. The 0 is the end carry. If end carry 0, carry flag 0. In this example, carry 0. Suppose if it is end carry is 1, carry flag is equal to 1. So is it clear? That's about carry flag. Now what about sign flag? Leftmost bit. This is the 8-bit. This is the ALU result. Leftmost bit is 1. Sign flag is equal to 1. In this example, leftmost bit is 1. So that's why sign flag is 1. Next, what about remaining flag? Zero flag. What is zero flag? What is zero flag? If the ALU result is all zeros, then only ZF is equal to 1. Here, the ALU result is not equal to 0. This is not equal to 0. What is the ALU result to 8, 0? 1,000 means 8 and 400. This is not equal to 0. Not equal to 0 is nothing but, so ZF is equal to 0. The result is not 0. The result is, if the result is all zeros, all 8 bits are zeros, then AL 0 flag is equal to 1. Next, what about remaining flags? Parity flag. Parity flag. Parity. What is parity flag? When it is set to 1, when it is set to 0. In this example, parity flag 0. Why? Here in the result out of 8 bits, how many ones are there? Only one. Odd number of ones, which contains odd number of ones. Parity flag is equal to 0. If it contains even number of ones, then parity flag is equal to 1. So in this example, 8 bits, how many ones are there in 8 bits? Only one. That is odd number. That's why parity flag is equal to 0. Okay. So in this way, the condition code flags are set to 1 or clear to 0. Okay. Okay, in this session we discussed general purpose registers and point registers, index registers, and also we discussed one of the important registers, flag registers. Also we have seen 9 flags, condition code flags and control flags. What about remaining registers? So segment register, 4 segment registers and 4 segment registers in instruction pointer. Okay, what is segmented memory and what is the use of segment register? We will see in the next session. Okay, thank you.